One's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili Plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetward Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetward Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing. One's dealings with Guizhong were born out of discussions on the discipline of mechanics.
What? You have loads of friends, and you seem pretty chatty.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. But in the end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Moreover, her friendship with Guizhong was far greater than back when they were rivals. They would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability to—
Wait! That's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young, or so.
Streetward Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from As for her old friend, as soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision. After all, we all have known each other for several millennia.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret.
Enough of your intrusions. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect, but Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetward Rambler's mourning, once upon a time, Streetward Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, she preferred her own company. She could often be found sitting alone. The music would go from mournful to soothing to many years passed before she finally composed a melody to our satisfaction. In celebration, which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the ancestor of your Fontaine friend
But if she was so happy with the melody, why would she only...
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, in response though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone. Tell me.
Aww.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor. Although I met Guizhong a few times, I never knew anything of this particular...
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie. Had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps these stories... As of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Streetward Rambler. Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both of us are...
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it...
Oh? How so?
I've been in Liyue Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells, but this doesn't bring the city or its people to someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely... Though these immortal mountains have lost an Adeptus, the harbor of mortals, no loss can ever be undone. But Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival. When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd...
You youngster...
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping.
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss?
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before.
The edibles she brought this... Very well, then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor. Once the Guili assembly... Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them...
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still
What? Cloud Retainer?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This...